Then turned to Sasuke, and you look like Fugaku, the children of the two highest ranking names in the international bingo books, and two of the highest priority FOS ordered shinobi in the Third World War. Kakashi almost seemed to be growing excited at the prospect of seeing what they could do. Looking to Sakura, he also spoke. And you, I read that your mind is one of the sharpest in all your class. Sounds like our entire team is going to receive an FOS order just by composition. My name is Kakashi Hatake, and I was chosen to be your instructor Jonin. If you'll follow me, there's a long-standing tradition we must observe. He then motioned them out. They would go out into the forest where he'd have them do the bell test. Naruto, having grown up in the home of Hiruzen and already training under Jiraiya, would understand the concepts of teamwork. More than likely, he would still try his best to pull one over on Kakashi, going so far as to even use the Ninetales version 1 cloak, which he by this time likely already possessed through training with Jiraiya. Naruto would come in with his Rasengan and attempt to strike Kakashi, with Kakashi being very amazed at Naruto's usage of an A-rank ninjutsu, but it still wouldn't be enough. After all, Kakashi can make a Rasengan as well. He would then subject Naruto to 1,000 years of death and send him flying into a nearby body of water. As Naruto comes out though, he grows furious. Neither Sasuke nor Sakura are having any luck with the bells. Naruto, out of the water, would be enraged and would start to utilize the power of the Ninetales, using his version 1 cloak. From there, Naruto would rush at Kakashi, and Kakashi would have to divert his split attention from his book to his team. Naruto would come in, slashing with a clawed hand. Kakashi would dodge back, having even closed his book. He would dodge to the side, stepping away, but Naruto was fast and only growing faster. It was then that Kakashi had to utilize his Sharingan to keep from getting stuck. He took the battle deeper into the forest to give himself more cover with which to limit the effectiveness of Naruto. Naruto would continue attempting to attack Kakashi, but now with the trees in the way, Naruto's range of movement was limited. This allowed Kakashi to slip between the trees, slowing Naruto down and shielding him from the onslaught of strikes that Naruto was bringing on him. Naruto would begin to bring back. He has the Sharingan, Sasuke said as he looked at Kakashi. He's not an Uchiha, but he has our eye. What does that mean? Sakura asked. Sasuke didn't answer, but deep in his heart he assumed that it must have been because Kakashi stole it. There's no way that any of us can keep up with that alone, Naruto said. The only thing we can do is work together. Sasuke and Sakura agreed, so they began to form a plan. Since Naruto is the strongest physically in his Tailed Beast Chakra Cloak, he'll lead the way to attack. And since I'm the second strongest, I'll support. And when we're attacking, Sakura will grab the bells. Naruto and Sakura nodded in acknowledgement. The trio would then begin searching for their sensei. They would find Kakashi, having brought himself out into the middle of an open field. He had hoped to give his team an opening to attack him with. Of course, he already knew that they were there. He simply pretended not to, as to see what it was they might do. Naruto would position himself in front of Kakashi, planning to use his strength and speed to push him back, while Sasuke would come from behind, trying to catch Kakashi unaware. Then, as the two of them held Kakashi still, Sakura would rush in as fast as she could and take the bells. Naruto was the one whose actions would begin the plan, so the signal was Naruto's, that being a rush and a battle cry. Naruto did exactly that, rushing at Kakashi quickly while yelling at the top of his lungs, intentionally drawing attention to himself. Kakashi saw this coming and knew what the plan was immediately, but he continued playing along. He got ready for a tackle by Naruto and left himself wide open, sensing Sasuke from behind. But he didn't move to stop Sasuke. He merely let the two grab and tackle him, holding him down. He hardly resisted, trying hard to make it seem like he was resisting when he was barely doing anything at all. This gave Sakura enough time to rush over and grab the bells. I got them, she shouted as she jumped up and down. Naruto would run over and begin to celebrate with her. Sasuke, though, would stand there silently above Kakashi and look down at him. You let us win, didn't you? Kakashi's eyes spoke of a smile below his gator. Now who said anything about that?
Dude.
Sasuke shook his head. As he watched the two celebrate, Sasuke spoke again. Your Sharingan. That's something only the Uchiha have. You're not an Uchiha. How did you obtain it? Was it stolen? Kakashi looked to Sasuke. It was a gift from a friend. Sasuke looked over. A gift? Kakashi nodded. A friend who sacrificed himself to save me. He then began to speak a little louder so that all might hear. I am a shinobi now only because my friend was kind enough to offer his life in return for my own. This eye is proof of the bond we shared. Perhaps I noticed it way too late, but it was there. Without teamwork and sacrifice, I would not have become the shinobi I am today, and it's my intent to make you into that same kind of shinobi. This requires you to display teamwork, which you have, but it also requires a sacrifice. Note the number of bells, Sakura. Sakura looked at them. There are 2, Sensei. Kakashi nodded. And how many genin are here today? Sakura looked around. 3. Kakashi raised his hand. Those who will continue as my students will be those that possess one of the bells. This means... Sakura gulped. Only 2 of us can pass the test. Kakashi's smiling eye then turned more serious. As I said, the test of a true shinobi is willingness for teamwork and sacrifice. Now that you've shown teamwork, you must show sacrifice. Who among you will you send back to the academy alone? The group looked at each other and conversed. Have you reached a consensus yet? Kakashi asked. Not yet, Sasuke responded. Kakashi sighed. If you don't decide soon, I'll just send you all back. Naruto then stepped out of the circle. Would that really be so bad? Kakashi was confused. Huh? Naruto continued. Growing up in the Hokage's household, I've always been taught that teamwork was required to complete the mission. Sacrifice was necessary, but I further was taught an important lesson. You see, Hiruzen taught me about my father, and he taught me about you. Hiruzen told me the story you mentioned, but what he told me wasn't about your friend with the Sharingan's possible sacrifice. He told me of the girl, Rin. She was captured, and you were willing to sacrifice her for the good of the mission. But both you and Obito refused to leave her behind. That's the mark of a shinobi. And so, if one of us must go, then I will follow your path, Kakashi-sensei. I'll choose not to leave a single man behind. We all become your students, or none of us do. We're a single unit. Kakashi shook his head. Hiruzen, you sly buzzard. Sighing through a smile, Kakashi looked up. Indeed, that is what happened. And that was the lesson that took me so long to learn. I'm grateful that the 3 of you picked it up so quickly. Yes, you may all be my students. The group celebrated victoriously, so that night at supper, Naruto told Hiruzen all about it. How he and his team stuck together, even in the face of being sent back to the academy, and all of them were accepted into the unit. Hiruzen would smile as he listened, proud not only of Naruto, but proud of Jiraiya for passing down the lesson, proud of Minato for continuing the tradition, and proud of Kakashi for keeping the teamwork alive in the modern era. This left Hiruzen thinking about ways to test this team further.
Dude, I realize
if they had the skill and wisdom to truly do what Kakashi said they could, what more could they do under pressure? As the days passed along, the team continued doing their work that was standard for shinobi of their rank. Naruto, though bored, continued this work with a meekness of heart. This was how Hiruzen had raised him, to understand that a shinobi's job was to be of service to their village, and that sometimes included doing things that weren't fun or exciting. A shinobi was more than a soldier, they were a public servant, and Naruto tried his best. And the villagers, day by day, would smile at him and thank him for his service. This made it worth it all the more. It was then that they received the Land of Waves mission from Hiruzen. It was a high-ranking mission for a Genin, but it fell just within their range. It was this mission that Hiruzen chose to use to test this trio. After all, Naruto and Sasuke were the sons of 2 of the most dangerous warriors in all of the Third Shinobi World War. These 2 possessed incredible potential, if they even possessed half the potential of their progenitors. And Hiruzen knew that they possessed more, and so he informed Team 7, gave them time to prepare, and sent them out on mission. Naruto took this mission on with an air of seriousness. He kept his eyes open and remained vigilant. He would notice the puddle and know immediately that something was wrong. As the Demon Brothers appeared, Naruto and Sasuke sprung into action to protect their charge, Tazuna. This led to Naruto and Sasuke pushing back the 2 Chunin-level warriors. Together, with an expertly timed cooperative attack that relied seemingly on glances alone, the 2 ran for their targets, faked out, crossed over, and attacked their partner's adversary with instead, launching them up into the air with an uppercut before jumping up and dropping a foot down on their heads. Witnessing this, Kakashi could only call it reminiscent of the reverse lotus. The 2 crashed into the ground, with Naruto and Sasuke landing on their feet not more than a few feet away. Kakashi was impressed, but something he was less impressed by was the fact that Tazuna had lied on his form about the nature of the mission, which obviously set it well within the rank of Chunin. Kakashi considered calling the whole thing off, but as Tazuna explained his situation, Kakashi's heart was moved with compassion, and he decided that they should continue on the mission anyway. As they went on a little further, they'd be stopped a second time, but this time it wasn't just Chunin, but a former member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. Kakashi could only tell as much due to the blade he carried, Kubikiri Bocho, one of the 7 swords of the mist. Very perceptive eye, Zabuza said. I am Zabuza Momochi, former member of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Former? Naruto asked. Kakashi looked over. He defected. Kakashi looked up at him. What are you doing here? Zabuza stood there and looked down on them. I'm here for the life of that old man. He pointed at Tazuna. A price is on his head, and I'm looking to claim the bounty. Naruto and Sasuke got ready to fight, but Kakashi held out his hands and passed by. You 3 stay back. I'll take this one, he said. Naruto and Sasuke would then step back to protect Tazuna as Kakashi drew closer. The two would launch into a fight, with Kakashi displaying his Sharingan. The legends and myths behind the Sharingan mixed with Kakashi's own skill gave him the advantage of intimidation over Zabuza, who, freaked out by the Sharingan, believed that it could even see into the future. But in the end, it was Zabuza who came out on top, trapping Kakashi in a water prison. Naruto and Sasuke together flew into action. However, they attempted to keep at a distance from Zabuza, trying to gauge his movements. They know that all it would take is for them to get Zabuza to remove his hand from the water prison. They don't have to beat him. Due to him keeping his hand on the prison, Zabuza himself was handicapped massively. Despite Naruto and Sasuke being only the rank of Genin and Zabuza being roughly Jonin, things were evened out by the fact that Zabuza could not move away from the circumference of his attack, or else Kakashi would escape. And escape was not something he could allow Kakashi to do. Because if Kakashi was allowed to get out and catch his second win, Zabuza would not win again. After all, it was taking chakra to maintain this bubble, all while Kakashi was simply conserving his own by floating there in the water. He couldn't breathe, but he was in a state of rest. Zabuza knew that Kakashi was planning to get out. He could tell by looking at him. Kakashi had closed his Sharingan, conserving his chakra. He was trying to regain his strength. Did he truly trust these students so much? Suddenly, Naruto activated his version 1 cloak and drew closer to Zabuza quickly and went in for a slash. Zabuza deflected with the Executioner's blade. Zabuza then tried to swing the blade down on Naruto, but Naruto caught the blade in his hands and ripped it away from Zabuza as Sasuke came in with a kunai. Zabuza threw his own kunai back, bouncing them along the other kunai until the blade nicked Sasuke's shoulder. Sasuke grabbed it and held it for a moment. Naruto then began to swing the Executioner's blade at Zabuza. The blade was massive, but in his version 1 cloak, Naruto felt like he could carry it with a single hand and have no issue. With Naruto's attacks, along with Sasuke's, Zabuza was pressured to the point that he jumped away, letting the water prison go. Kakashi would then break free. Zabuza would be incapacitated by Haku and taken off, hoping that he could get the element of surprise later on. Despite that, Kakashi knew deep down that Zabuza was probably still alive, but by this time, Kakashi himself was too weak to do anything about it. And so they rested at Tazuna's house for a while. There, Kakashi slept. Now, considering how well-trained Naruto was to the point that he could even utilize the Rasengan, chances are Kakashi's just gonna skip the running up the tree thing. Might as well just rest. His students are strong. But what remains true is that Naruto is still in possession of the Executioner's blade. That's another reason why I believe that Zabuza is still alive, Kakashi said. No Kiri Hunter nin would ever pass up the chance to reclaim one of these 7 swords of the mist. Naruto stood there, holding it curiously. He would smile. Well, whatever, it's mine now. So they rested for a while before getting out on the bridge. As they made their way out there, the trio would wait and guard the workers as they worked, keeping their eyes open. It wasn't long, however, before Zabuza and Haku reappeared. But this time, Zabuza was missing his blade. He replaced it with a katana he had borrowed from one of Gato's men. As he approached, Kakashi did the same. Zabuza pointed to Naruto. I want that blade back. Bring it to me. Kakashi scoffed. Why would I take orders from you? Zabuza's eyes cut back to Kakashi. I wasn't talking about you. Suddenly, Haku appeared out of the blue and trapped Sasuke and Naruto in his demonic mirroring ice crystals technique. Haku would meld into one of the mirrors and his visage would appear in every reflection. Stay close, Naruto, Sasuke said. We don't know where this guy might pop out from. Suddenly, one of the images of Haku would fire a real Senbon that Sasuke could only just catch with his Sharingan. We need to get out of here, Naruto said. I know. Sasuke would begin performing the hand signs for Great Fireball Jutsu and would launch it at the mirrors, but there was almost no effect. It's not enough, Sasuke shouted. Give me a sec. Let me try something. Naruto would awaken his version 1 cloak. Protect me, he said. Sasuke, remaining back-to-back with Naruto, kept both Sharingan open as he looked for any incoming attacks. He saw a volley of Senbon coming their way. He stepped to the side to block them and protect Naruto. Any day now, Naruto. Give me a second, Naruto shouted. He continued to concentrate. Suddenly, he let out a burst of chakra that burned the mirrors to nothing. Haku was knocked back. At about this time, due to Zabuza being weakened without his blade, Kakashi got close enough to stab straight through him. Haku would cry out his name, "Zabuza!" He ran over to his mentor and knelt down to him. "Zabuza?" There was no answer. He knew he must be dead. Kakashi stood over them. "I am sorry. Truly, he left me no choice. He was a warrior to the end." Haku nodded in understanding. "I had always told him to retire. Let me take jobs to keep us afloat, but he was too stubborn. If I ever stop fighting, that's the day I die, is what he told me. He had helped me when I had nowhere to go. I just wanted to help him." Kakashi put his hand on Haku's shoulder. "If you wish, we can help you bury him." Haku nodded. It was at about that time that Gato showed up.
"So, Zabuza's dead. So much for a ninja swordsman of the mist."
He walked up to them and looked down on Zabuza.
"Pitiful. And he dared to threaten me."
Gato would proceed to kick Zabuza's body. "Haku, it's not worth it," Kakashi said. Haku looked back. "You're wrong. It is worth it. More than you know." Haku bore his senbon and began throwing them as he ran into the crowds. He single-handedly managed to mow the whole group down, but not before taking a fair number of lethal wounds. As Haku lay on the ground dying, Team 7 gathered around him.
"Why did you have to do it, Haku?"
Naruto asked. Haku smiled. "Because Zabuza gave me a reason to live. I dedicated my life to paying him back for rescuing me. And now that he's dead, the least I could do was sacrifice my life to ensure that his was not disturbed. Please, Kakashi Hatake, I have one request." "What is it?" Kakashi asked. Haku took a couple deep breaths to prepare for his next bout of speech. "Bury me and my mentor, side by side, and if possible, make it somewhere beautiful. There's a flower patch I know. If you could, would you bury us there?" Kakashi nodded. Haku smiled. "Thank you." He then died. It took quite an emotional toll on Team 7. To see someone roughly their age die like that, it made the reality of the shinobi world begin to sink in. As promised, Kakashi would take the bodies of Haku and Zabuza and would bury them in a flower patch nearby. And as he did, he suddenly saw all the flowers on the left side of the field turn blue, while all the flowers on the right turned red. He would have given a soliloquy about Haku and Zabuza, but he didn't feel the need to. It was as if they had done so themselves. And with that, Team 7 went home. When they arrived, they found that the time of the Chunin exams was upon them. Villages the world over had been gathering their strongest genin in a public show of power. While this had originally been meant to foster peace among the great nations when the first Hokage founded the tradition, it had long since become an arms race, a way of flaunting your power and scoping out the competition. It had done little in the way of stopping the wars that waged, and that was mostly because the villages who did poorly in the exams tended to get attacked by stronger ones. For that reason, it was rare for every village to participate, especially during a time of great struggle. Upon return, though, Team 7 would be informed by Hiruzen that he had approved their joining of the Chunin exams, and that they were free to join. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura happily signed up. Together, the three of them would begin the exams, which would start out with a written test. Naruto was never really good at these, but he had at least enough knowledge to answer a few questions correctly, but not all of them. Naruto began to wonder if these exams were beyond his level. Sasuke realized that all the questions were Jonin level. Sakura, however, didn't seem to mind them at all. She was answering them left and right as if they were nothing. But the true test began when the final question was posed, a real do-or-die situation, a question that would result in either the passing of the test or the forfeiture of one's ability to ascend past Genin. There were many who dropped out, not confident enough to make this question a true daily double. They left the test and went back to their villages in defeat. However, those who stayed and bore the grit, either believing in their ability to know the answer or their luck enough to answer it correctly, found themselves satisfied when the answer happened to be the perseverance they were showing. But this wasn't the only test. The next was the Forest of Death. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would enter the forest and begin moving. "I don't see why you had to bring that along with you," Sasuke said to Naruto. "Bring what?" Naruto asked. "That." He motioned to the executioner's blade on his back. "That sword is bigger than you are. How do you plan to sneak around with something that massive on your back? You might as well be carrying a banner." Naruto laughed. "It's fine. I think I can handle it. And if we get into a scrape, you'll be glad I have it." Along the way, they found Orochimaru, who stopped them in their tracks. His long, slithering tongue sticking out between his teeth, he bore the face of another man. With his terrible bloodlust, he sent shivers down the spines of everyone who met his gaze, freezing most of them save Sasuke, who willed himself to move with pure pain and determination. Sasuke would rush Orochimaru, attacking despite the fear of death present in his heart. This action inspired Naruto, who managed to break out of it with his Nine Tails version 1 cloak. Pulling the executioner's blade from his back, he began to swing at Orochimaru. Orochimaru barely dodged it, losing a few strands of hair in the process. Orochimaru would step back and attempt to capture Naruto with snakes, only for Naruto to swing his blade and sever their heads. Orochimaru stumbled back. Cursing, he retreats to the treetops. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura follow him up, where they begin searching, but it seems like he's gone. Except as Sasuke's not paying attention, Orochimaru sneaks up from behind and gets a snake to bite his neck, planting a cursed seal. Sasuke cries out and falls to his knees. Naruto rushes over to attack Orochimaru, but Orochimaru flees, his mission accomplished. Sasuke collapses and the three take him to be cared for. As they attempt to help him recover though, they're attacked by Team Dosu. Naruto and Sakura step out to face them. "Who are you guys? What are you here for?" he asks. Dosu responds, "We're here for you." Naruto pulls out the scroll and looks at it. He tosses it to Dosu, who looks at it for a moment. "No dice. We're not here to take your scroll. We're here to take your life." Sakura seems nervous about this, but Naruto activates his version 1 cloak and pulls the executioner's blade from his shoulder. "Then you better have brought more than 3 people. They rush into battle. Naruto tells Sakura to wait inside while he deals with this. She does so, giving Naruto room to go wild. Naruto swings that blade like a madman, giving off the vibes of a brute. They come at Naruto, hoping to strike at him, but despite the size of the blade, with the strength increase from his version 1 cloak, he's swinging it around with all the finesse of a rapier. He knocks the three back and even manages to take their scroll. Returning to where they left Sasuke, he shows that they have both sets now. "We can still pass if we carry Sasuke to the center of the forest. Considering that I believe we're closer to the center than the edge, I say we head there. We are less likely to be targeted if we get there fast enough." At that moment, Sasuke roared back to life, screaming and gripping his skull, rolling around in pain. The black marks covered his body as purple energy began to flare off him. Naruto took a step back. "Sasuke!" Sakura cried. "Danger! Danger! I'm in danger! Gotta fight! Gotta flee!" Those were the only things running through his head at that moment, but Sakura lay her head on his chest. "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down." Sasuke slowly began to feel his heartbeat and breathing slow down. The energy and the markings subsided and he was returned to normal. "Are you okay?" she asked. He nodded. "Yeah. How long was I out for?" "Only a few hours," Naruto said. Sasuke nodded. "We need to get the other scroll and get out of here." "Slow down, Haas," Naruto said. "You were just unconscious and have only just now woke up. Are you sure you're in any condition to move?" He nodded. "I'm strong enough." Naruto looked at Sakura. He then looked down at the scrolls in his hands. "We have both scrolls. We were attacked when you were asleep, and I retaliated by taking theirs." Sasuke saw it. "So all we need to do is make it to the center of the forest." Naruto nodded. Sasuke rose to his feet. "Then let's go." The three of them began running through the forest, jumping from tree limb to tree limb, heading toward the center until the building came into sight. They would enter and open their scrolls, revealing Iruka-sensei, who would congratulate them on having successfully navigated through the Forest of Death. They would inform Iruka about the mark on Sasuke's neck, and Iruka would recommend dropping out of the exams to have it checked out, but Sasuke refused. After that, they would begin the final test, the exhibition matches. Sakura would plead with Sasuke to drop out of the exams, but he would refuse. He would go on to face Yoroi in his first match, to which he could not use his chakra lest the seal awaken and take over again. Sasuke, taking inspiration from his battle with Rock Lee, would proceed to utilize advanced taijutsu that he had copied with his Sharingan to face off against his opponent. He would end up beating him. Naruto's match would be against Kiba and Akamaru. Naruto would utilize his version 1 cloak to overtake them rather easily. Sakura's battle against Ino was close, but in the end it ended in a draw. With their first rounds over, each one began their process of training for their month off. Sasuke would have his curse marks suppressed, and Naruto would continue training with Jiraiya, as well as some of the men who served his father. During that time, they would tell him stories and show him all the mementos they had received from him, and in the end, at the behest of Hiruzen, they would attempt to teach him the Flying Raijin Jutsu. Naruto would manage to learn that as well as toad summoning. The days flew by, and as the month came to an end, they returned to the Chunin exams. But they were not yet aware of the hidden plot to destroy Konoha. And that's where I think I want to call it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. As Naruto fought Zabuza and caught the executioner's blade, I had considered having him just snap it in two, but I got the better idea of Naruto simply pilfering it. I think it adds a touch more personality. I'm excited to see him use it in conjunction with the Flying Raijin. That's gonna be pretty sick, I think. But anyway, what do you think should happen next episode? Let me know your
I am
thoughts.
so
I'm interested
low
to
on
know.
health.
Don't
I
forget
need
to
to
like,
eat
subscribe,
this
and
right
ring
now.
the bell if you want YouTube to notify you when the next videos drop.
All I have is
And while you
mutton.
wait for those, why not try one of these? I bet you'll enjoy them. Until next time, peace.
Thank God I found the perfect place to build my base. By the way, dude, I am literally building a house in hardcore survival. So first I need to place a bed down. And I'm gonna put it in this corner. I said corner. I swear to God. I'm literally sleeping in Minecraft because I'm playing Minecraft hardcore, and there are no sheep or animals in the biome that I am in. I'm literally building a floor. I'll be back. I have to go pee. By the way, dude, I'm building a house in Hardcore Survival World. I want to see what's in here. There is a ruined nether portal over there. And I'm gonna go check it out. I have a sword and a pickaxe. I'm looking for...